this is a big announcement. This next one that I'm very happy to talk about, which is Jake from the Rocket League scene
Yeah.
joining up with TSM. So
That
this is
okay.
pretty massive. You know, another export from ANZ going overseas.
Another massive sort of event happening with that is the
You should
fact
probably
that.
explain to KB who this is.
Oh right,
Do you
yeah.
know any?
Okay, so
Yeah, no
a slight
idea.
little bit of backstory, KB. I can explain it probably better than
Yeah,
most people.
that's true. Go for it.
Jake was a core roster of the Chiefs Rocket League team.
Okay.
Not long ago, he retired. He went to university. He's focusing on doing all that stuff. Now he's a coach. We don't know if we're going to see him back in the competitive scene, but nowadays he coaches. He does. I'm part of it. Well, I'm in his Discord for his coaching service, but he does this whole community coaching service where his whole course is completely like decked out on the step by step how to get better at Rocket League. And he is up there really with Yummy Cheeseman as an analyst on the game. He knows the ins and outs. He knows everything about it. It is crazy. And to see him moving, like, this is the second Australian export that we've seen in Rocket League. First there was Drippe, who was also part of the Chiefs team, who got picked up by Evil Geniuses, and now he's moved over and he lives in a Rocket League house with his teammates over in the US somewhere, which is just an amazing, like, incredible experience. I can't imagine.
Yeah, and I saw Jake said that he's moving to.
And yeah, Jake is now
Europe.
going to be moving over there into the TSM, house, which is with 3 other players. There's iGnite, there's Remco, there's I can't remember the third one for right now. I think it's Metanoris, and all of them are going to be moving in together, and it's just so
amazing
humbling.
to see. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
It's so wonderful to see.
Yeah, another export from Australia. Like, these guys put in a lot of work. They were the best Rocket League team in Australia.
100%. They went undefeated
for a long time, over a year.
Just a slight little, I guess, Easter egg of information for KB. Chiefs, when Jake was part of the roster, there was Torzos, Jake, and Drippe. They went undefeated at LAN in every single tournament for like nearly 2 years straight.
Bloody hell.
They were
unstoppable,
completely dominant. It was crazy.
Great to see that he's. I mean, this is one of the first actual Rocket League coaches internationally. Is that true?
Yeah, there's maybe 2 or 3 really respected ones. There's this one. Well, there's Jake. There's, I think it's.
But are any others actually contracted by orgs?
I don't think so.
Like, I think Jake is the first actual coach with a professional
I'm pretty sure
team
Jake
in Rocket
is.
League. Which
I'm
is
pretty sure.
like huge for him, and he's put in the work, and like some of the best teams in the world are recognizing that.
Yeah.
He's a great coach, you know. Even
So
though he was a great player, but he was never he didn't win the RLCS, but they're recognizing his skills as a coach, which is.
Yeah, they're recognizing the one thing that I'm really proud of them for recognizing above all else is how much effort he has put into learning just about every single detail to the game. There is actually, off the top of my head, I can only think of one other coach person that has been contracted to an organization, and his name is Gregan. He coaches and is an analyst for Splice, the Rocket League team in Splice.
Yeah.
So apart from him, I can't think of any other coaches that would actually have like org backing and affiliation and contracts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
which is
it's good.
It's amazing to see. It really is.
Hopefully, it's good for the scene in general, so that Rocket League Esports doesn't downtrend. It needs to really uptrend at the moment.
Yeah, it does.
Psyonix needs to pull their finger out of their ass and get some.
I've been saying that
teams
for years. I've been saying for, like, you probably know how long I've been saying Psyonix needs to get out and do not even just like run their own tournaments, but just help the third-party people, like give them just a little bit of backing, just blah blah blah, just step in and try and help. So,
do you know anything about Rocket League, KB? Have you played it?
I do. Well, I've played it. I enjoy it. That's
yeah, like, because Rocket League, from my opinion, in an esports sense, is pretty much perfect because it's very easy to watch. It's easy to get into at a base level, but very hard to master. And it's brand safe, so that sponsors can get in and explain it to mums and dads and their CEOs without having to talk about like explain League of Legends or explain.
Well, yeah, it's essentially
Fortnite,
just
you know, it's
driving
so
your car
easy.
to kick a ball in a post. Like
Exactly.
soccer.
It's just soccer with cars and rockets. Like
Yeah.
It
it's
is
so
just
easy.
soccer with cars.
And like 2 years ago, it was trending up every year, and Psyonix just really didn't put enough effort into the esports scene. And
Well, it's really disappointing because what happened was as Chris said, it was trending up, and then Psyonix took all the viewership part off of Twitch. They said we're going to do all of this on our thing, and we're going to promote it, and then they went back with Twitch, and it's been a very convoluted back and forth kind of road for them. But now they really need to start doing something.
there's
different.
big potential with Rocket League. Like
There's
if
huge
Psyonix
potential with it.
can because what they need to do, like orgs at the moment, players are putting more effort into the game so that they need more support to quit their jobs and play Rocket League full time. That has to come from orgs or from the developer.
Yeah.
Psyonix doesn't want to do that, so the orgs are taking a risk and giving players salaries, hoping that they'll make that return back. But if the orgs can't get that money back through sponsorships, themselves, because there's a lot of competition between orgs and sponsors. They're looking to get that extra revenue from the developer through profit sharing with items. That happens with a lot of other games, with Counter-Strike, with Fortnite, with.
I can't tell you just how incredibly supported the entire community has been of putting competitive things for the players in Rocket League.
Yeah.
Like there's so much room there.
It's just a no-brainer, right? It's easy.
It should be. It logically should be.
Make
100%.
some
It
skins,
should just be.
give the orgs a cut. Everyone makes money.
Everyone makes money. Everyone's happy. Community can support their favorite players and teams.
Exactly.
It should
the players
make sense,
get more
but they
money.
just
They'll get a higher salary. The game will grow. And then as it grows, you'll see more interest from non-endemic companies coming in with bigger sponsorships. Players will keep getting more salaries, so that's how the scene will grow.
That's how it should grow. That's how it should
That's
grow.
a perfect example, in my opinion, of how an esport should grow, because it starts from the grassroots with players that just want to play competitively, with no support from orgs, no support from the developer. The orgs usually are the first ones to see that there's some marketing value in the players, and then they get it and gives players some compensation for their time and in exchange for marketing value. And then the developer then is also jumping in and giving support to further increase it all, right? So to increase player salaries or to give profit sharing with items, which is the best way to do it, and to help the orgs out so that they're not, they can get more revenue streams. So that's a great way of everyone working together, players, orgs, and the developer to grow the game as a whole. But with Rocket League, the developer's been lagging behind, and that's kind of what's slowed the growth of Rocket League. And in my opinion, if Psyonix had put items in the game a year ago, Rocket League would be much more prominent now.
Can you imagine? If you take Rocket League, they've got a crate and key system, right? Can you imagine if they took their crates and said, we're going to make a crate for a TSM themed crate, or a Renault Vitality themed
there's so many
crate.
Different ways you can
There's
do it.
so many. Ozzy in the chat said it not long ago, which is just, it could seriously be the best esports for marketing and sponsorships, and he is 100% right. His example is also exactly on point. For Renault's only, Renault, the car brand, only sponsors Vitality's Rocket League team. They don't sponsor the brand. They don't sponsor Vitality. It is specifically because Rocket League is a car game, Renault is a car brand. There's a correlation there. They can easily jump on it. But the problem is, and I can tell you now, Renault's not stupid. They're probably sitting there waiting for Psyonix to be like, yes, all right, we're going to let organizations have a bit of some stuff in game. We're going to start showing them some stuff, show off sort of their branding in game. And as soon as that would happen, the growth on Rocket League would just be just crazy exponential. It would just boom. But they just haven't.
We'll see.
They've
Hopefully
just
Psyonix start putting items in the game.
Oh, I wish. Oh, it's been years in the making, and if they start doing it anytime soon, it's not too late. This is the thing. It's not too late for that curve. They haven't missed it, but they're very much cutting it close, for sure. If they don't start making that change and start doing it soon, they're going to add it to the game and be like, but nobody watches anymore. So why do I care?
All right.
Sort of thing. And I'm worried that that's where it's going to go, because it has so much potential as a game to just be mainstream. It does. It has so much marketability and sponsorship potential, and they're just not jumping on it.